Hi, here I am again in the car doing another impromptu sort of video midway through the week because, I'm being efficient with my time, and I guess instead of just sitting in the car and doing nothing, I might as well give you guys a review of something that I picked up, something really special that I picked up this week, and something that I missed in my 2000 series. So if anyone's been watching, I've been doing a series of videos on the years from 2000, and I'm going to go through pretty much the whole decade. And I did 2004, and some people told me that I missed a fragrance. Great. And then when I looked into my collection, it looks like I've missed 3 fragrances off that list. So I did 4 in the video that I released previously from 2004. I didn't realize I had 3 more, and so I'm going to tell you about those today, and then I'm going to tell you about the thing that I picked up. That's something very special that I picked up in the week. If you can't tell, very, very different from the last time I did this in the car last week, and it was absolutely freezing and icy, and today it's beach weather. It is absolutely scorching. So I'm in a metal cocoon right now with glass magnifying the heat. So I'm not going to be in here very, very, very long. So let's kick off right away. All right, the first thing that I'm going to address is the fragrance that I missed out on from 2004, and that is this one right here. This is Landstar de Guerlen, and this is the Eau de Toilette. Now, this did come out in 2004. I completely forgot that I had it, and look, I've gone through quite a bit of this juice already, trying to get accustomed to it, seeing if it's the same beast as the Eau de Parfum, Eau Extrême, and it's very nice. I still enjoy this scent profile. It is probably better for, I guess, warmer weather. I mostly associate the Lidge, the extreme one, with like colder weather because it's just so strong. And it comes on a bit thick as well with its patchouli and the juxtaposition against the citrus. This one, the Eau de Toilette, has all the elements of the Eau de Parfum Eau Extrême, but it has it switched around so that the citrus is more prominent and the patchouli and that sort of cocoa note is in the back. Did I say patchouli or cocoa? Cacao, not patchouli. Yeah. It's more chocolatey. And so I would associate this with, you could do this in springtime even. It's actually quite nice. And I still think that it works, even though it's like 18 years old, it still works really well. And I'm spewing that I missed out on it because I harp on about Lidge all the time and I say how great it is as a fragrance. But yeah, I did sort of rat on this a little bit when I first picked it up because I thought, I was comparing it to Lidge. I was comparing it to the heavier sort of thing, and that's kind of what I was expecting a bit more of, but I did find it is a lot more nuanced. Lidge is a bit more linear. This is a bit more nuanced, and so as I've gone through quite a bit of it already, it's a 50 ml bottle, I'm finding it to be very, very adequate for the job, for a designer and for a cheapie as well. Like it's relatively cheap for the scent and the scent profile you get. And Guerlain, you really, really, really hard to actually miss in terms of quality or anything like that. Of course, you can get higher quality than this, but this does have those designer sensibilities and it will appeal to many, many people still, I think. Landstar de Guerlen, Eau de Toilette, 2004. Now, the next one is, I guess, a flanker that not many people know about. Everybody knows about the original to this. Everybody knows about Jaipur Oud, which comes in an Eau de Parfum and an Eau de Toilette. Now, this one, if you can read it there, this is Jaipur Oud. It's an Eau de Toilette, and there's a flanker of this called Jaipur Oud Eau de Toilette Fraîcheur, right? This is a flanker of that flanker called Fraîcheur Épicée, which is fresh spice, I think fresh spicy. So they've added a fresh spicy element with the Jaipur Oud backbone or the base notes of Jaipur Oud, which basically means you can put it on in warmer weather like springtime or something like that and wear it, but it just dries down to regular Jaipur Oud Eau de Toilette. I do have an eau de parfum of this, which I absolutely adore, and I've still got like a little bit of it left. I will not replace it because it's taken me like about 10 years to get through the bottle. It's a beast. And so is this. It's just that citrusy sort of fresh spiciness up top doesn't last as long as you would think, and it doesn't play such a large role in the development of the fragrance. It just kind of dissipates a little bit. It's a little bit muddy as well in terms of its blending. It's just it's like if it was a picture, it would be out of focus. And it's not like a nice sort of bokeh or anything like that that's done intentionally. It's just a bad shot. And this is what I think this is. The smell is not that bad if you don't mind just something to chuck on or whatever. It's not really an improvement or a novel take on the original. But yeah, then again, it was released in 2004 and it's in my collection, so I thought I'd talk about it and let people know that such a thing does exist. It's quite a rare sort of thing to see. Whatevs, man. If you never smelled the original, then I guess this would be okay. But if you did smell the original, especially the eau de parfum, I think this is just highly inadequate and not really a relevant flanker for anybody. Just get the original eau de parfum. And the last one in this list of 3 fragrances from 2004 that are in my collection that I actually missed in my last video from the series of the year 2000 is this one right here. It's from L'Occitane en Provence. This is Udval Magnolia. Now this came out, of course it came out in 2004, and I had a bottle of it then in the original bottle, which was like a squarish bottle with sort of like a dark sort of vermilion colored label. And I went through a bottle of that, and then I found it again at the L'Occitane shop and bought me this one, which is the last bottle of it that I had in more like the later 2000s, because it's the same juice, different bottle, 100 and something, 125 ml, this one. And this was my go-to summer fragrance in high heat, believe it or not. Magnolia is prominent in here, and I can still smell it, and so is freesia. It's just very floral, and it's very, very feminine. I found it's a really, really feminine fragrance. Like, don't get it twisted, but I wore this in my 20s, when I was in my mid-20s or early 20s, something like that, and it was just the thing that I associated with hot, sweaty skin under the sun, and it just works so well. It's probably the reason why I also like wearing Gucci Parfum 2 in the summertime as well. But yeah, this floral just really radiates really well. It's discontinued, it's long gone, it's really hard to find. There's a couple of bottles of it on the grey market, which are going for like $200 plus for partials. It's really not worth that much money. The only thing that I've smelt that's like actually quite close to this is Hibiscus Palm by Erin. And I will try and find a bottle of that, hopefully before summer comes around, so I can rock that this summer. It'll be in my summer rotation video if I do get one. But yeah, this one from 2004, absolute gem. It's like I said, long gone. It was a fantastic fragrance, quite linear, very long lasting as a matter of fact, and quite well projecting as well. And I don't remember it being super sweet. It wasn't very overly cloying or anything like that, and I didn't really overspray this either. So yeah, L'Occitane did a really, really good job with this one, but they weren't expecting, you know, a dude like me to come and buy 2 bottles of it, I guess. Should have kept it in production. It would have been my go-to summer scent. Anyway, that's 2004. That's the 3 out of the way. Now for the grand finale, which is the thing that I picked up, which the lady was kind enough to hand deliver it to my door earlier this week, and it's this one right here. I was very excited. It's Chanel. It's a collection of Chanel Parfums. Each Parfum, and there's 5 of them in this box. Each one of them is 3.5 milliliters of just Parfum, and pure Parfum. And the description said that it was from the 1980s. Now, I had a look at the box, and instantly I could tell you that it's not from the 1980s because it has something called a barcode. If it's got a barcode, it means that it's from the early 90s. Okay, so that's a telltale sign. It's at least from the early 90s. Now, the ingredients list on the back just basically lists only the alcohol and fragrance, and pretty much doesn't list any other chemical components. So I guess this would be from the early 90s, especially given that the lady who's selling it said that this was her mother's, and she was older than me, and this was her mother's, and her mother, who's still with us, and her mother had a whole bunch of fragrances that she had never touched. And so she was like, well, I'm never going to use these, so give them to somebody else that would use these. So this was never actually used. It was only open to have pictures taken of it. So here I go, opening it yet again. I did do an unboxing of this, and I did post it on my Instagram. If you don't know my Instagram, it's Parfums de Raffi, at Parfums de Raffi. I'll put a thing down here. Go check it out. Go follow me as well there and show some support. Okay. And it comes with a very lovely sort of faux leather. It's like, it feels like it's leather, but I don't think it's actual leather. It could be a very high quality pleather. So sort of all around there like this, and it just opens up this way like so, and the Parfums are underneath, and you've got Chanel written right there, and the Parfums just rest here. And we've got, what have we got? We've got number 5, the iconic number 5 here on this side, if it focuses here. And we've got Cuir de Russie, Bois d'Ile, and number 22, and Gardenia, which is possibly the only reason why I bought this, was to get a parfum, a vintage parfum of Gardenia. And I tried them all, and they all smell fantastic. And even the Gardenia, which I had a bottle of, I had a 1980s bottle of Gardenia, which I went through in the mid 2000s, like about 20 years ago, and it smelled just like that. It still had they still have top notes. They're still in absolutely mint condition. I've only like had a dab of each one, and I made the mistake the other night of dabbing a little bit of, you know, Cuir de Russie on my bicep, and I went to bed. And it was a bad idea, because that shit was just all night long. All I could smell, and it went pretty animalic on me as well. And it's a bit of a beast. Not the hugest fan of number 5. I do like number 22 quite a lot. Bois d'Ile I do like, and Cuir de Russie was actually, you know, Cuir de Russie was a very, very. I put it on because I'd never actually smelled it. Never actually smelled it. And analyzed it. I've had it on tester strips and things like that, but I put it on, and I was like, you know what, this does remind me of something. And the thing that it reminded me of was my sample of Roja Dove's Pierre de Valet collection, and the number 47, and that one smells like a higher quality version, if there could be such a thing, and it is a higher quality version of Cuir de Russie. And if you love Cuir de Russie, and if you think that it can't be done better, try Pierre de Valet number 47. That is a higher level, that is a high definition execution of Cuir de Russie. I kid you not. And you can probably get samples of that, because I wouldn't go blind buying a full bottle of PDV 47, because it's fucking expensive. It's like 700 pounds or some bullshit like that. So there you go. Or if you're just happy with Cuir de Russie, then you can just keep on wearing that. Anyway, that's the video. That's it. That's what I've got. And before I dehydrate in here and die from dehydration, I'm going to bid you a farewell and say thanks for watching.